let's just talk about the Saturday in general. It would be a good win against a tough North Alabama team. Kind of just talk about your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I thought for whatever reason, we've been really good. You know, we thought that the keys to victory at home, number one was forcing turnovers of the ball. We had not counting the onside kick. I look at it really more from the standpoint of offensively and defensively. Obviously, we got a secure possession of the ball there at the end of the game. We're doing a really good job protecting the football offensively. I think we have only 5 interceptions on the season. We have 1 fumble, so we're doing a good job of that. We've taken the ball away, I think, something like 10 times at home in 3 games. So we got to be able to do that on the road. We're playing with a lot of intensity and physicality at home. We just got to be able to carry that in the next 6 games on the road as well. So felt good about it. Our offense just continues to, man, the way they started, I think the first 3 out of 4 possessions, they went, I don't know what the length of those drives were, but I think there was like 5 or 6 of those drives that were over 50 yards. And I commented on that before, earlier in the season. They just continue to do that and put touchdowns on the board. Again, I just very proud of our players, and anytime that you can win a conference football game, it's a good thing.
And it seemed like you were spreading the ball around early in the game. Lots of different players, new players getting the ball early. Was that a little bit of a point of emphasis for you guys?
It's just kind of who we are. I mean, if you look at it each week, it seems like it's someone else. I mean, we have 3 running backs that, you know, they all have different running styles. They're all more than capable. We have multiple tight ends that can make a difference. This week it just I mean, at wide receiver, we don't really have one guy that you just sit there and go, hey, we have to stop this guy. We have, you know, 3 or 4 guys that can hurt you, doing a good job of catching the football and running after the catch. So, again, it's really just kind of who we are offensively.
And then another thing you are offensively is explosive. Lots of explosive plays in that game. It seems that every time you're having success on the field, you're having those explosive plays. Can I talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this all year long. Jordan Vaughn, I knew that at some point he was going to break free. Once he gets to the second level, the guy has very deceptive speed just because of his size. But you saw once he got into the secondary, there wasn't going to be anyone catch him, and it was a big game. J.J. Henry, it was good to see J.J. have one of his better games. Can be a very elusive and explosive player for us as well. Again, I think if we just continue to get the ball into the hands of our playmakers, they're going to continue to make plays.
And now, defensively, defensively, played really, really solid for the most part, including at the end of the first half. Everybody had 2 big turnovers that turns into 14 points. That really kind of gave you the momentum going to the half. Kind of talk about that.
Yeah, we've been doing a really nice job of that in every home game we've had, forcing the turnovers, the offense coming back and capitalizing on that. It's been a little frustrating defensively. I mean, we played so well for about 3 quarters, and then we just seem to kind of slip into these little mental lapses where we just stop executing. And the next 6 games, it's going to take 60 minutes and then some with every single opponent. And that's going to be the biggest emphasis this week. Man, we got to finish the way that we start. It's not start strong. It's not finish strong. It's, hey, play 60 minutes and then some. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we maintain and elevate the mental intensity that it takes to play great defense throughout the course of 4 quarters.
And you talk about that mental intensity, that mental discipline. You guys only had 2 penalties in the entire game, one of your lowest on the season. Kind of talk about that and how good it is to see your team not get so.
Yeah, that's how we measure discipline is our penalties, and there was a couple of we got lucky on a couple. We had a couple more that were offsetting, and but it
we measure it and we talk about it all the time. And it was one of the keys to victory this week. Going into that game, they had only 29 penalties on the season. We had only had 29. So we really do. We look at it, especially the pre-snap and post-snap penalties. I think we only had, I don't know if we had any, to be honest with you. We had 2 PIs, I think, and then we had a holding. One of the PIs, I think, was offset. But I was very proud of our team as we continue. That's going to be big throughout the next 6 games, making sure that we stay disciplined.
And the season's been a little bit interesting. You always come off a loss, seemingly a little bit stronger. Talk about your team's ability to kind of flush the last week and kind of reset and set a good example after a tough loss.
Yeah, it's kind of what football's become. It's really hard to capture people's attention. There's a lot more distractions, social media, cell phones. I mean, it's just to keep your guys locked in and to be able to develop the consistency. To me, that's the biggest area of improvement that we need through the course of these next 6 games. We've got to play more consistently. When we're playing well, I mean, we play as well as anybody around, and it's just those whether it's a lack of focus, whether it's just kind of, hey, we just kind of lose it for a little bit. It just seems like things kind of get sloppy a little bit. So we'll try to figure it out. I don't know if I know the answer, but I know I've identified, with our staff and our team, and tried to point it out, bring it to their attention that we just need to become a more consistent football team over the course of the next 6 games.
And now looking ahead to next week, West Georgia, they're playing really well. You guys are coming back off a really good win. Talk about this kind of a matchup and how tough it can be, especially because it is a conference game.
Yeah, I mean they're all tough. I mean every game you play. I mean, this is one of the most challenging schedules that we've had in the history of our school, especially during the Division I era. When you look at the number of ranked opponents, you look at you look at West Georgia. They're a program that they're very well coached. They're disciplined. They play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And again, anytime you go on the road, you have to create your own energy, and it's the teams that can do that are going to be the teams that win this conference. And you have to be road warriors. You have to go on the road and win tough games in people's home venue. And it's just part of college football and what it takes. It's hard to win, and it's really hard to win on the road.
And another tough road test. I mean, West Georgia's undefeated on the year so far. It seems like you, in your tenure, your team seems to elevate when the stakes get a little bit higher. You just looked at last year. You winner take all for a conference game on the road, and you win in a thriller. It just seems to be your mindset to have that road toughness when the stakes are that high. Kind of talk about that.
Yeah, we've done it really since year one. I mean, we had to go on the road and beat Sam Houston, had to go on the road and beat Tarleton, and then we played Stephen F. Austin for the conference championship that season. You're right, because that's just what it takes. And really, to me, it's just a mindset. It's just having the mental toughness to be able to, okay, we got to get on a bus and we got to drive to the airport. And we got to go to a game. Things are different, but yet we try to make them as routine as we can, and as close to our routine at home. We try to emulate that on the road. I think the biggest difference is just you have to create your energy. You have to create that excitement to play the game of football. And you can't live your life by how you feel. And I think that's why, we just try to build our program around the character, the discipline, the mental toughness that it takes to win football games on the road.
And last question. You talk about creating your own energy. Talk about the balance of trying not to get distracted by the home fans on that side. That could potentially motivate you. Talk about the balance between bringing your own energy and feeding off their energy.
I think it's like anything else. When your mental focus and intensity is so sharp and it's so focused on what it takes to win the game, it begins with the process of practicing and film prep, and making sure that you have an understanding of the game. And then if you're so focused on really just what you're doing and what your responsibilities and what your job is, when you focus on that, really everything outside of the white lines, it really doesn't matter. And when you're at that level, it's hard to describe, but when you're so mentally locked in, you're oblivious to everything around you. You really are. Because if those things are distracting you, you don't have what it takes to win on the road. I mean, you're not focused. You're not mentally in tune with what your responsibilities are. You're worried about everything going on around you.
Coach, I mean, after getting knocked down by Incarnate Word, you guys had an opportunity to go out there and what y'all did against a team that took Illinois State to double overtimes. I mean, was that opportunity that y'all excelled at, was that everything that you, and then more that you expected?
You know, we obviously were very disappointed in our performance at UIW. I mean, but I don't overreact to those type things. So I think that our kids, they were disappointed, obviously, in our performance, and I really do. I mean, those first 4 games of the season were extremely tough. 2 of them being on the road, we had to play at a pretty high level to try to compete and win those games, and you come back off of the first game of the year and you got a ranked team and a rival in Stephen F. Austin, and you go to TCU and play a team that it's a potential Big 12 caliber champion. Then you have to rebound the next week and come home and play a ranked opponent. We just didn't have that intensity and that focus that it took to win the game at UIW, and we did. So I think that's a lesson learned for our players. When you get ready to play, when you do all the things that it takes and you don't skip steps, that could be the byproduct.
For the defense to start the game, forcing 4 straight 3-and-outs, and for the offensive captain, 21-0 Stone completed his first 13 passes. I mean, the play calling that Coach Harrell had, combined with the execution that your players were able to have on offense, how was that able to gel well together?
Yeah, I mean, I think since fall camp, with the exception of the UIW week, ever since about the last week of August, I've just seen our offense just get better and better and better. I think they gained a lot of confidence in the TCU game, where if we make the 2 field goals, I think they could have scored like 6 of 7 possessions in a row. You're starting to see that here. I mean, there was a chance if we hadn't have thrown that interception after the turnover on Saturday, I think we would have scored again like 6 out of 7 consecutive possessions. So I just see them improving and getting better each and every week. Like I say, Graham does a great job of spreading the ball around. He's hard to draw a beat on. So again, I think if we'll just continue to stay the course and just keep trying to get better on both sides of the ball as a football team and play complementary football, and and just take them one game at a time. I mean, you can't like I said, you can't cut corners. You can't look ahead. You can't look past anyone. In this league, the parity from top to bottom is, I mean, it's 2 or 3 plays a game is going to be the difference.
And the fact that you guys were able to get 230 rush yards, not only from an end-around touchdown at the 1-yard line for the first touchdown of the game, but what JV was able to do on that explosive play. I mean, what allowed y'all to run the football so powerfully against that team?
I think our offensive line is, I think when they're dialed in and they're playing together as a unit, they just wear on people. They really do. And like I said, we got 3 backs that I think are as good as anybody in this league, and they all have different running styles, and they just complement the execution, and we just got to continue to grow as a unit. And that's the thing that's probably the most pleasing to me, is that, I mean, we replaced 5 offensive linemen. That I don't know if I've ever even been a team where we've ever had to replace 5 offensive starters. And, like a new quarterback, new offensive line, really, for the most part, it's been very impressive just to watch their development. And I think by the time the end of the season gets here, we have a chance to be a really good football team.
We have third most points ever scored in Wildcats Stadium history right there. That was amazing. Once again, RJ Miles just ball
Yeah.
magnet. I was like the 5th time this
Yeah.
year, felt like the 500th time. I mean, the turnovers that y'all were able to create there, it's like it's like you guys have a 3 turnover game every week, and so far we're 3-0 at home, and it's like this goal just keeps being met.
Yeah, well, I told them before the season, I said, if you want to win 10 or more games, force 30 or more takeaways. And, you know, we would be on track if we forced turnovers on the road. I don't know if it's that we're just playing aggressive, especially up front with our forcing unit. And RJ is just, when you play the game and you play it hard and you try to act like you're the only guy on the field that can make the play, and you put yourself in success, when you put yourself in position, okay, to be around the ball and the ball carrier, good things happen to you. And that's basically what happens with RJ. He just plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. He's always on or near or around the ball carrier. And when you do that, and it creates opportunities for takeaways.
West Georgia, you guys talk about creating your own energy when you have to go on the road, especially in a team like this. They've already won more games this year than they did the entirety of last season. What have you noticed from that program they've improved on?
Yeah, they play really sound defense. Okay, they play within their system really well on offense. They're well coached both sides of the football. I mean, if you watched them a year ago from our game moving forward, they were just they got better every week. I mean, every week they lost some really, really tough games a year ago, close games, and you just see them playing with so much confidence. It comes as no surprise. I mean, I knew they would be a team that just off of what they did a year ago and watched the improvement and the development that they. But we have nothing but respect and for their football program, and we know it's going to be a tremendous challenge to be able to go on the road and try to earn another conference win.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you for the time. You got anything?
Yeah, going back to creating energy, obviously that takes precedent during a game.
Yeah.
What does that look like during the week, though, when you're getting ready to go on the road?
I really think just trying to get yourself mentally prepared for that, to know that you're going to go into an environment where there's going to be a handful of people, where, you know, a few sets of parents or whatever it is, or friends of family or whatever. And so really what we try to do is the young men who are not playing, okay, maybe they're special teams guys, when the offense is playing, being down there encouraging those guys as they move on and off the field, celebrating turnovers, and it's just I don't really know how to describe it other than that you just talk about it, make it a point of emphasis during the course of the week, and then when you get there, then it just becomes, hey, here's the expectation. We got to bring the energy today. It's going to be 75 degrees, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, playing college football in Georgia. I mean, does it get any better than that?
I don't think so.
Not really.